Hello, my name is Darcy Brown, and this is my World Religions Task. Catholicism, Buddhism, and Judaism are three of the biggest religions that are followed by millions of people, have generations of history, and express their diversity in different ways. These religions share similarities and differences in many aspects of religions, but I will be focusing my attention towards their beliefs, social structures, and symbols. In regards to the meanings of these aspects of religion, the beliefs of a religion display their articles of faith and understandings of how they view the world. The social structures are places and buildings that are used for social gathering and the housing of rituals, and the symbols reflect either beings or objects that are sacred to religion and may carry a certain belief with them. It is now time to compare the different understandings of these aspects from Catholicism, Judaism, and Buddhism to each other. I will list the strongest parts from each religion and compare them with a three-circle Venn diagram, starting with the beliefs. The Buddhist beliefs are represented by what they call the Four Noble Truths, which represent what Buddhists stand for. These Four Noble Truths are 1. The truth of suffering, 2. The truth of the origin of suffering, 3. The truth of the end of suffering, and 4. The truth of the path to the end of suffering. These basically mean that suffering exists, has a cause, has an end, and is possible to get away from. Getting away from suffering is seen as getting off the eight-spoke wheel, which is a Buddhist symbol for the eightfold path of mindfulness. Moving on to Catholicism, the main beliefs are the existence of God, God's interest in individuals, the ability to relate to God through holy prayer, the Holy Trinity, and each individual being responsible for his or her actions in life. These beliefs are reasonably self-explanatory, but the belief worth explaining is the Holy Trinity, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. It is believed that the aspects of the Holy Trinity are not in any way each other, yet God is all of them, as can be represented by this diagram. In regards to the beliefs of Judaism, Maimonides' 13 Articles of Faith are believed to summarize the main beliefs. Maimonides being a medieval Jewish philosopher that had a great impact on how Jewish peoples think today. The 13 Articles of Faith can be seen here and basically summarize the existence for God, the teachings of God, and the belief in the prophets. Now to compare these beliefs. Firstly, an obvious relation can be seen in the fact that both Catholicism and Judaism believe in a single God and have sacred texts to display the teachings of God, the text being the Torah or Old Testament and the Bible. Despite this, there are also notable differences, such as the fact that Judaism does not believe in the Holy Trinity, the resurrection, and the second of Christ or a single life. Instead, Judaism shows belief in a physical afterlife, worships Moses as the greatest prophet to ever live, and believes that Jesus was not the Son of God or the Messiah. Buddhism does not relate to Catholicism or Judaism as much, but there are similarities, such as that both Judaism and Buddhism believe in a physical afterlife, which is seen in Buddhism as reincarnation. Buddhism also relates to Catholicism in the belief of worshipping a single head, because Judaism shows worshipping factors in both God and Moses. Buddhism is unique because it believes in multiple lives, one after another, and believes in getting off the cycle of rebirth. Lastly, all of these religions share the fact that they take participation in worshipping practice and they embed their beliefs as their mindset. Moving on to my second aspect of religion, symbols. Firstly, the noteworthy Buddhist symbols are the eight-spoke wheel, the umbrella or parasol, and the two golden fish. I understand that I already explained the eight-spoke wheel because it had some primary Buddhist beliefs tied to it. The parasol, however, symbolizes protection from harmful forces and the enjoyment of the shelter that it provides. The two golden fish symbolize luck and good fortune, courage and the fearlessness to face the ocean of sufferings, and to be able to swim freely through just like a fish. The primary symbols of Catholicism are the crucifix, the dove, and the Sacred Heart. The crucifix is undoubtedly the most noteworthy Catholic symbol, as it depicts Jesus on the cross. The crucifix is purely a reminder of the death of Christ and God's sacrifice of his only Son, so that humanity may have salvation. The dove represents the Holy Spirit. The dove is sometimes depicted with an olive branch in its mouth as a sign of peace. It also symbolizes God's grace and purity, and the Sacred Heart symbolizes God's passionate love for mankind. In regards to Jewish symbols, the most instrumental ones are the Star of David, symbolizing heroism and as well as the identification of Jewish people, the menorah, depicting universal enlightenment and the 7 days of creation, and they also believe in the dove with an olive branch in its mouth, depicting peace and the story of Noah's Ark. When comparing all three of these symbols, it is easy to see the relation between Catholicism and Judaism in their belief of the white dove and its symbolism towards peace. The relation between Buddhism and Judaism is that they both have symbols that depict enlightenment. In regards to the relation between Buddhism and Catholicism, they both have symbols that use fish to depict the beliefs of the religion. However, Catholicism is unique because their symbols are focused on honouring God and his actions. Buddhist symbols are focused on virtues such as luck and good fortune, and Jewish symbols are based on significant events that have occurred. Lastly, all of these religions share the relation in that the symbols are used to symbolise not just small aspects, but significant aspects of the religion. Moving on to my final aspect of religion, social structures. Starting off with Buddhism, the main structure associated with their religion is temples, built with both the influence of Chinese and Japanese architects. The primary social structure for Catholicism is the Catholic Church, inspired by the architectural influences of both Greeks and Romans. Lastly, the most influential social structure for Judaism is the synagogue, which was shaped by both Polish and Lithuanian architecture. When it comes to comparing these structures, they all house the rituals that are performed by the religion, and they are obviously all different because they house rituals for different religions. The similarity between the synagogue and the church is that they have keepers in the form of a priest and a rabbi. This does not apply to Buddhism, as the temple is seen as a more communal place for all. I struggle to find similarities between the temple and other worshipping structures, other than the fact that each structure is seen as a house for each religion's worshipping head. In conclusion, after comparing aspects of each religion, it is clear to see that Buddhism is based around self-betterment and individual belief, and Catholicism and Judaism are similar in that they follow the teachings of ancestors to better themselves. Thanks for watching.